Lots to say. So it might be a couple of videos. It all pertains. It's all relative. A little while ago, well, last month, we had the Queen here, and people were climbing trees to get a look at her. Just to get a look at her. I mean, they couldn't see her, but they still, they had to. They went to that effort, and they knew who they, she's on our dollar. I mean, they, they knew who, at least if they got a glimpse, they knew who she was. And these people, they interviewed them, and they were young kids. Some of these, in their teens and whatnot. Everybody interviewed, but I mean, the teenagers surprised me. They said it was the best thing ever. The best thing ever in their life. I mean, they could go to the mall and see, whoever, Avril or Brittany or whoever's in town, they could go see at any time. I would figure, all things considered, being kids, that would be a highlight. But seeing the Queen, which to me made no sense, not getting into the bloodlines or anything of of that nature. Again, they just thought this was fantastic. Now, they went to that effort. I don't see, and the streets were just crammed. I mean, obviously that's why they climbed the tree, because the streets wherever she went were just packed, even in small towns. I mean, people traveled, people came from the States up here to Canada to get a glimpse of her. They planned their vacation just to get a view, not speak to her or anything. I just found that baffling. But I don't see the church, or I don't see too many people in church or unchurched going to that effort for Jesus. Who's going to climb a tree? Who is going to stand out in the sun for hours and just to get a glimpse? Very few. They want front row seat. They want a nice air-conditioned seat. They want comfort. They want to have their coffee with them, in the pew, or as they do. They want a show beforehand. I mean, these people lined up to see the Queen just to maybe get a wave, maybe get a view. But to go to church, to hear Jesus, to see Jesus. People want a show first. They want music. They want a rock band, and they want entertainment. And then they only want a limit. Oh my, well, it's summer hours. We're only down to an hour. It's an hour service. Everybody wants to get home or go shopping or go to brunch or whatever it is. Nobody's willing to, if they always talk, about, the movement of the Holy Spirit. Oh, the Holy Spirit's here and the Holy Spirit's moving. But we're only giving them an hour. And not that, because, 20 minutes of music beforehand. And it's music, it's not worship. It's worldly songs. They've taken worldly songs and they've tried to make it pertain to worshiping Jesus. Well, sorry, you can't do it. Can't be done. The Spirit, be it in the in the lyrics, the Spirit in the in the music itself. You can't take that and that's another subject altogether. But you just can't take what is worldly and hand it over to God and make it a worship thing. But again, as far as the people seeking, spending that effort to go see the Queen and knowing who they were looking for, even if people went to that effort, and I again don't see too many people who are willing to see Jesus, as Zacchaeus did, or Zacchaeus, bad. If his name was John or Ian, I would get it. But Zacchaeus, he climbed the tree because he was small in stature to see Jesus. But he knew, and a lot of the people knew. They knew the man they were looking for. Now, even as Christians, I don't think the majority would know the man they're looking for. You know, and it's not the color of his skin. It's not the you know, his features. It's his personality. It's who is he? A lot of people see this baby. You know, Jesus to them is this little baby, or this meek, quiet man, just full of joy and love for everybody. Which, I mean, he was. He you know, he was joyful. And he did. I mean, he loved everybody that he gave his life. But he was a man. He had emotions. We have emotions, and you know, we have to keep them in check. But you know, he got angry. You know, he got you know, he called people out. He was, you know, he used terms of the time that were they were quite you know, they held a lot of impact. They were forceful, but people see him, they don't see that. People don't see him as being that. They see this you know, they have a different Jesus. They've been taught a different Jesus. They believe in a different Jesus, so they wouldn't recognize him anyway. And we're told that, hey, so many will fall away, so many will go and follow this false Christ, and they will you know, they will believe, go have their ears tickled. But you know, when somebody comes back and says, you know, hey, the Christ is here, the Christ is there, people will go, and I mean, they don't know his voice. They don't know his voice. That's it. My sheep will know my voice. So many people don't. I'm just and people will be offended by hearing this, and they'll say, well, I know, and you could see that there's no fruit in their life. The only reason you know they are a Christian is because they either tell you, or that you see them with a Bible. But you don't see the fruit. You don't see anything. You don't see the effort. You don't see them denying self. You don't see them in any manner as you know, as they're puffing away on that cigarette and say, well, yeah, I believe, you know, but he's not strong enough to get me to quit this. You know, it's like, really? Have you tried? Well, you know, I don't have to. It's a grace thing, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh. So I'm going to go on to part 2. I mean, it's all about people not knowing. And do you know? You know, do you know his voice? Do you understand who he is? Do you know who you're looking for? Will you know him when you see him? And if this offends you, the next one very well might be hard for you to take. So see you in round 2.